Hello, friends, and welcome again as we build up to Saturday's big derby day. Of course, we've been talking a lot about things happening on the pitch, and we'll continue to do that. But here's something a little bit different, a little bit special for you as well, off the pitch. Obviously, I'm Mark Heath. I'm pleased to say I'm joined by Charlie Nixon from Ipswich fans supporting Foodbanks. Charlie, you got in touch in the run up to this game. Can you just start by explaining a little bit about what it is you're doing and what you want people to do and how they can get involved ahead of this big game?
Yeah, so like I say, we're Ipswich Town fans supporting Foodbanks. We're an independent group of fans who noticed there was poverty, a big issue of poverty, what wasn't getting addressed by government. It was a real failure. To support people who are struggling at the moment. So it's winter, it's coming up to winter. People are going to be struggling more than ever. So we want to, our message is hunger doesn't wear club colours. And throughout the season, we have been pushing that at all the collections that we've done. And we've been going since January. Now, obviously, this is probably the most notable fixture, one of the two most notable fixtures in our calendars. And it's our final collection of the year. It's the perfect opportunity for us to really push the boat out and see, does hunger really, how far does hunger doesn't wear club colours? How far does that message go? And who better to test that with than Norwich City, our boys from up the road? So yeah, we've been pushing, and we've set up for this week. We've set up a special campaign online, two GoFundMe links where we're asking Norwich City fans to donate to find the food bank we've been collecting throughout the whole year, and for Ipswich fans to donate to the Norwich Food Bank. So it's that sort of cross-border solidarity. Leave a lead for the week or for the build-up in this moment. Put football allegiances to the side, and let's do something for each other to show that we all know that we're all struggling and we all could struggle. So let's do something good for each other, and then at 12:30 on Saturday we can go back to shouting vitriol and having fun.
And how's it been going? I know you've it started off pretty well, hasn't it? I've seen some big numbers.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. I mean, since the start of the season, since January, we've raised just on match day collections of just over £5,600 from our ITFC family, which has been amazing. But this week, it's only been launched. These two GoFundMe's only been launched a couple of days, and we've got about just over 500 on each one going to each food bank. So 500 from Norwich fans, 500 from Ipswich fans, which is mind blowing. I didn't expect we'd have that in less than 2 days. It's really heartwarming to see that fans can do this. This is what our community can be about, and gone are the days of hooliganism in football. And we're now at a position, particularly with Ipswich, where we've got such a family culture and such a caring culture around our club, that we can do this for our community. And it is such a shame that we're having to do this in the first place. It's a real letdown from the government and the people in power to mean that it's football fans that are having to rally and having to organise in order to look after people in our communities. Well, it shouldn't be that way. People should be fed. People have a right to food. Should have a right to food anyway. So that all being said, it's just fantastic how our club, our community has rallied behind us, and similarly how the Norwich fans have also got involved. Norwich don't have a group like us. Fans Supporting Foodbanks operates over the whole country. There's about 40 odd clubs, and Norwich doesn't have one, but they still bought into the idea. And it makes sense because Fans Supporting Foodbanks initially in 2015 started between Liverpool and Everton. So another fierce rivalry. So it's like, well, there's no reason, if they managed to start it there up north, well, we can do it here. We can, and we've shown that we can do that.
Talk to me a bit about food banks generally then, because you said there that they're not something that in an ideal world should be needed. How important are they? And especially, I guess, especially at this time of year, building up to Christmas, how much are they used?
Yeah, so when I was researching, as I've been working on this campaign over the last year, sort of, you're looking at stats to highlight the extent of the problem within our country and within our county. So it's a third of children in Ipswich are living in poverty at the moment. That was a report that came out earlier this year. Again, that's awful. A third of
Mm.
children, and it's, again, like you say, it's a massive failure and a letdown. It's sad. And, people could be one paycheck away from eviction,
Mm.
becoming homeless, a paycheck away from all of these things. And the fact that we have to do it is a deep failure of our political system and the society that we live in. And we shouldn't be doing this. We should be in a position where people aren't having to rely on food banks. But for now, the sad reality is that people are having to rely on food banks, and we need to support people, and show no shame in people that are having to rely on these services. And just help them out the best we can. Put our arms around them as the
Mm.
community we are. Put our arms around them and support them and bring them up.
Mm. So you're asking for donations. Clearly, that includes
Mm.
money. Are you also asking for food itself in terms of donations?
Yeah. Yeah. So again, it's worth clarifying. So we're doing the online one just
Yeah.
to see anybody who can't bring cash on the day. The
Yeah.
online one is there.
Mhm.
On the day, on Saturday, we'll be there at from 10 o'clock to 12:30, collecting physical donations. So again, it's winter, so warm clothes. Any long life food we're grateful of, and also monetary, any cash in your pocket. Everyone's got a loose spot in their house. If you bring a couple of coppers out of there, all of it on the day will go to find, and help provide that essential service they do for people experiencing hunger in our
Okay. And
community.
where is that? Is that in the fan zone? People can
We'll be in
come
the
and
fan
donate.
zone. Yeah, we'll have two
Yeah.
spots. So we'll be in the fan zone for anybody in the West Stand, or in that sort of area, and we'll be outside Planet Blue as well. Just Planet Blue.
Okay. Excellent. Is it you touched there on warm clothes and long life foods? Is
Mm.
there stuff that's needed more than other things, particularly this time of year? Are there kind of particular things that you'd like people to donate?
Um, I think, like you say, warm clothes and anything that will keep in a cupboard. I haven't got the list yet from Maureen, who
Mm.
runs Find, yet, which she tells me a couple of days so before what she needs and need. So I haven't got that yet, but it will be the generic long life food. So beans, tinned vegetables, tinned fruits, anything that will keep a long time.
Yeah. Okay. And just talk a little bit as well, Charlie, about football as a kind of unifying force, because often it gets a bad rap, doesn't it? You've already mentioned, the football fans, hooligans, and problems around the game, but it can
Mm.
also really clearly really bring people together and be a force for good, particularly in this sort of situation.
Yeah, and this campaign, this fans supporting food banks as a national campaign is a testament to that. It's not just food poverty necessarily, that we see that, and it's also access to sport in general. The Ipswich Town, they do fantastic work with refugee football,
Yeah.
things like that, disability football, and it's all those sort of things that football as a sport, and Ipswich Town Football Club, we're so fortunate that it's a town centre it's a town centre club. So people, it's the heart of the community, and it's where
Yeah.
people congregate once a week, twice a week. But yeah, it's fantastic, and it's such a resource, or such an asset to be able to use and utilize, as a force for good. It's fantastic.
Hmm. Now, one final question, Charlie. You have to indulge me here. Obviously, we're talking about very serious subject matter, but there is a game of football happening Saturday as
Oh
well.
yes, oh yes.
Could I get you to venture a thought on that game, maybe prediction, how you're feeling going into it?
I tell you what, Mark. I mean, I've been going throughout this week, been going on all these radio shows and interviews, and telling this hunger doesn't wear club colours. But the thing is, when it gets to 12:30 on Saturday, I'm not going to be singing Kumbaya with the Norwich fans. I'll tell you that. Adrenaline's going to be high.
Mm,
I think it's probably going to be 3-1. I think we're going to do our usual and concede an early goal, but it's only going to encourage us to stick one in the back of the stick a few in the
yeah.
back of the and come out triumphant.
And as a well, I'd imagine, looking at you, quite a young Ipswich Town fan, how much would that mean to you? Because there are going to be people at the game on Saturday who've never seen Ipswich beat Norwich because it's been 14
Yeah,
years, you know?
I think the last Norwich game that I was able to go to was the playoff match at
Mm,
Portman Road. So I've never seen us actually wallop Norwich. So it means a lot. I mean,
yeah,
I've got friends in Norwich. I mean, part of this, we don't necessarily want to advertise our campaign like this, but part of this GoFundMe thing, I've had people who I know Norwich fans saying, "Look, I'm going to donate because I want to make sure we beat Ipswich on this." And I'm like, well, if that works, you
the
can stick that
karma.
you can stick that in your trophy cabinet, it'll be all right. You know. But no, it means a lot. It means a hell of a lot. And yeah, can't
Outstanding.
wait.
So just finally then, Charlie, let's finish up with how people can get in touch with you
Mm.
and help. So there's GoFundMe pages. Where can is there a website that people can go
Yeah,
to get all the details?
the best place to go if you're on Twitter or X, go to our Twitter page. It's on the screen. Our handle there, ITFC FSF.
Yep.
We're updating that regularly. Just keep the momentum going. So you'll see the donation links on there, and that'll be where we're advertising our future collections in the new year. We're on Facebook, Instagram as well, all the usual social media sites. So just look up our name on social media, and you'll be able to find what's going on.
Excellent. And is there anything else I've not asked you that you wanted to kind of talk about, get across?
No, no, I think it's all good. Other than just thank you to everyone. We're £500 from Norwich and Ipswich fans. We've raised about £1,000 now
Mm,
overall. So thank you. Let's keep it going. Um, and come on, you Blues. Let's
absolutely.
wallop Norwich on a Saturday.
Perfect. Charlie, what you're doing is great. It's a really good thing. And I think from a point of view of football bringing people together, it's a great example of how that can happen. So thanks for everything you're doing. Thanks for coming on. And yeah, hopefully see you on Saturday and we get the right result.
No, you're welcome. Thanks for having me, and thanks for the coverage.